Welcome back to the channel. I'm Josh, and this is my dream car. Okay, this isn't my dream car. This isn't even my project car. That's my project car. This is a 1965 Mustang Coupe. And this car is going to be what makes that car complete. Let me explain why. First off, this has a hood. And the 65, 66 hoods were the same. This also has fenders. My car has neither of those. It comes with a 6-cylinder. This car also has 3 pedals and a stick. I got this 289, and the engine crane, and 2 automatic transmissions that I have no idea what I'm going to do with. So what I'm trying to tell you is, this car is my new parts car. It has everything I need to put that fastback back together into a running condition. And an added bonus, I now have a place to put all my extra parts from the fastback, so it doesn't have to take up all the room in the shop. So the first thing I want to do with this is get these fenders and hood transfer over. Before I do that, let's get grinding. So the fenders and hood are now stripped for the most part. I do need to go back over them with a wire brush and get the rest of it off. But I think now we're to a point that I am ready to pull them off and put them on the fastback. I ended up pulling the hardware off of the 65 to put onto the fastback. Alright, the 65 fender does not quite fit on the 66 as smoothly as I thought. A huge gap there, and at the moment I can't get it any closer because I've got no gap there. While I'm having problems with the right side, I'm going to go ahead and throw on the left and see if I've got the same issue over here. Still stealing hardware from the 65 to make this work. Alright, this side's looking a little bit better. There's still a large gap right there. But of course nothing is tightened down. And I have no shims underneath to keep this the right height, anything like that. So here's what I've decided to do. This is the upper fender where it connects to the windshield. I'm going to get my body hammers out. I'm going to kind of shape this sheet metal here because that's what's hitting up against this, preventing it from getting the correct gap. So there's a gap. I'm going to have to take my grinder to the car side and try to shave just a little bit out of this area. At some point, this panel may have been replaced. That would explain why it's primered and not the same color as the rest of the car. And I'm wondering if they just got it off of where it's supposed to be, and that's why I can't get the gap here.
Here's the final gap on the passenger side after grinding and shaping. As you can see, it's still a little wide up here on the top. If we swing down underneath the fender here, you will see the adjustment tab is not installed. So I'm going to have to come back and weld a new adjustment tab in there so we can get that lined up. But once we line it up, that gap should squeeze in there a little further and be a lot cleaner. The driver's side, on the other hand, came out much cleaner. This is a nice tight gap, and I am satisfied with how this came out. At this point, my microphone died on me, so I will be narrating the rest of this. With the fenders adjusted how I like them, I went ahead and threw the hood on. I don't have the hinges or the latch on yet, so I just had to lay it in place. And I did end up having to spread the fenders out a little further in the front. But overall, I think this turned out very nice and it's coming along. Something I'm excited about throwing on this is the fastback came with a GT scoop, and the coupe came with the GT front valence. Fitting fenders isn't necessarily the most exciting part of it about building a car. It takes a lot of patience and trial and error, but it's these little details that make a difference in the end. This was, however, an exciting week for me, because we are one step closer to this thing looking like a car again. We've got two fenders, we got a hood, I went ahead and threw the deck lid on. The only thing we're missing is doors. But as it turns out, I've got 4 of those. They all need some work, but we'll get there. And that's all I've got for you this week. If you've got something to say, leave a comment. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next Friday.